Welcome to my channel Salesforce Commerce Cloud Tutorials, and today I am going to introduce you the Salesforce Commerce Cloud architecture and how can we use it. First let me tell you about the what is Salesforce Commerce Cloud. That is the chapter 1, introduction to Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Most of the people have heard about the Salesforce. So what the Salesforce is? It's a leading world technology which seek in the field of customer relationship management, and now it has a part Salesforce Commerce Cloud Digital, which is apparently known as Demandware, and now it's a part of the Salesforce. So what the Salesforce Commerce Cloud is? It's a cloud-based e-commerce platform where we can manage and sell products, and it gives us wide of facilities like artificial intelligence based recommendations and much more things, and many of the tweaks are provided by the Salesforce. Just let's start the first chapter, and let me introduce you the architecture of the SFCC, which is Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Okay, so in Commerce Cloud Digital, there is a two layer based, like each server of a demandware Commerce Cloud is based on PIGs and SIGs. What the PIGs? PIG is primary instance group. Primary instance group contains three three main points. Like first one is the development. So when the server has three parts, like first is the development sandbox, second one is the staging, and third one is the production. Here in development, the developers used to code, integrate new features, and do all the testing on it. Like it is the server space where and the instance group where all the development things are done. And the second one is the staging. In staging, we integrate and test like it's a production, like it's a replica of production, where all the things are checked prior to the final production deployment. And the third one is the production, which is the presentation of the on the internet, like the customers can which really can access the production. So these are the three primary instances group of the SFCC, which is, and the second is the secondary instances group. The secondary instances group is the group of sandboxes which developers can use and just integrate the new features, all the update the UI customizations, and create new web services, and all the development related work is done on the secondary instances group. So what is the difference between the development instance of Salesforce Commerce Cloud and this secondary instance group? So on development, we just deploy all the things which is finalized and tested by developers, and after that merchandisers, like who create the discount coupons and the other things like integrating new features and setting new APIs is done on the development server. So this is the difference between the secondary instance group and the development. So and the related to the Commerce Cloud server, it is high available architecture, and it is based on cloud. So all the services are secured by the cloud services. So on second chapter, I am going to introduce you about the business manager, what the business manager is. So it's as you know, it's a paid service, like sales. It is not a open source. First you have to purchase a sandbox of the Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Then after you are able to access the sorry, the voice was gone. So once you are able to purchase the sandbox, then you are able to access it. So it is the typical business manager of the Salesforce Commerce Cloud. In you see here, we get all the list of the sites we have. Like for a multi-regional store, if we have 3-4 sites, then the list appears here. Site Genesis is the default provided demo store of the Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Okay, and it is the site specific. And second one is the Site Genesis Global, which is a uh, global website. Like we can customize Site Genesis for specific regions, but Site Genesis Global can be used for the all regions. So these are the default provided demo e-commerce stores by Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Here we see its latest version is 17.6 of Salesforce Commerce Cloud, and it provides new features like new catalog module and many more features. We'll be talking later. So as you see, here we have three options in the menu. First one is the merchant tools, second one is the administrator, and third one is the storefront. So we will go one by one. The first one, the merchant tools. Here we get all the tools of demandware as Salesforce Commerce Cloud, which is related to the merchandising. Like we can manage contents like static contents and dynamic contents in this option, like contents. And we can also customize, create customers, and we can create all import and export all the customers in this customer section. And the third one is the custom objects. Custom object is like a database, like as you know, this is a cloud based e-commerce platform, so we cannot access databases directly. So if you want to create something and store in the database, you can just use the custom objects. You can create custom objects and then enter data by customers, and you can save into the fourth option in the first column is the site URLs. You can do all the customizations related to the URLs in this sections. Like you can create new URL rules, you can redirects, you can map you can do the mapping of the specific keywords to the URL, and also you can customize the CDN. CDN is server based JSS and global jQuery and the global static media storage. So you can also यहाँ पे you can also store CDN settings here, and you can also manage site maps here. And here is a testing tool which is URL request analyzer, which you can use to analyze like how many redirects and how many requests are made among when you request a specific URL of the store. The second column contains the product and catalogs. You can do all the configurations of products and catalogs in this section, and I will be covering this topic in the next videos. And the second thing is here ordering. You can do all the order related customizations in this section, like creating payment methods, creating shipping methods, and all the things in this section. Also you can import and export all the settings. The third column is search, which is related to the search facility of e-commerce stores. You can set keywords, you can add stop keywords. Stop keywords are those keywords which are not taken by the server, like the abusive words and other things. And you can also add suggestions, like if someone is typing 2-3 letters, you can suggest him like what with the full searching keyword, like for FUR you can suggest furniture. And the second last column of this section is online marketing. In this section you can configure campaigns, promotions, and coupon codes, and these all the marketing things in this sections. So I will be discussing this point of view in a specific video. And other option is analytics, where you can just add the SEO keywords, you can just generate the traffic reports, you can create all the purchase related reports, catalog related reports in this sections. I will be covering this section also in a specific video. And the last thing is site preferences. In this section you can just configure the baskets, which is a card object, cart object, like how you can just configure and add the entities and attributes to cart. You can also configure the currency related settings and search preferences related settings, order object related settings, like you want to configure what with the auto generated order number in this order section. And you can also add too many and configure all the site specific or set different settings in this site preferences. I will be covering this option in a specific video also. So let's forward with the second option, which is administration. So in this administration section, we have specific options which are directly related to the administrating the site. Like we can do in the code replications, means copying and backup a code of the site. And also you can create rules, permissions, users, and also create FTP connections, which is web dev connections. And you can create different rules from here. In this specific sites option, you can just create new store and update existing store settings, and also add CDN settings in this section. The third column is site development. In this section, you can create different system objects, the different system objects like card, checkout, customer address. These are the system related objects. You can configure and add different options in it. And also you can create custom error pages, custom maintenance pages, and all the things in this section. You can also import and export a specific store from one sandbox to another sandbox by using the import and export option here. The fourth column is global preferences. In this section, you can just do all the preferences related settings like locales, security. You can add local store data, and you can also do settings about the sequence numbers of the customers of the order. Like you want to customize the order number, which can be a store like store 11101 for the first order, 11102 for the second order. So you can also customize here in the sequence number settings. So there you can see all there are too many options of import, export, and all the things, which we will be covering in the next video. And the last option is operations. Operations is the section where a developer can create task and cron schedules to import and export files. Like you are using a third party in which you are using the feed, like you want to send some catalog feed for the promotion of your products in third party website. So you can just create different type of schedules here and different type of crons here. You can do a different type of import and export facilities, and also you can add some encryption keys to utilize the services and all the things. And also you can do all the geolocation IP based settings here, which will be covering in the next videos. The predictive intelligence is an option here, which is also added by the which is also provided by the Salesforce Commerce Cloud to predict the recommendations. Like it supports the real time recommendations. Like if a person is trying to buy a product, it will show some real time recommendations to him. So these are all the options of the business manager. And at last you can see an option here, storefront. Storefront is a front end of the store which we are configuring. Like it's a site genesis store. So if we click the storefront, it will open the front end of the e-commerce store. So it's loading. Let it load and I will just tell you. You see, so it is the front end of the store which we were checking this, which we are doing the different settings here. So if you do any of the settings and any of the changes in these option, it will directly reflect the storefront of the current site. So you can see this is a full-fledged e-commerce demo where there are all the categories. There is a search prediction keyword section where we can do the specific products and item search. Here are the store locator icon. This is the my account icon. and this one is the cart icon. You can just navigate it. Here are the different sections of social media connects and different custom and static pages links. So you see it's registered by the Salesforce. So I will be covering the specific customizations of front end in the further videos. So this was the introduction of the basic introduction of the business managers of Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Now let's move to the third chapter. So the third chapter is Commerce Cloud Tutorials Development with Eclipse and UX Studio. So if you want to customize the store by coding levels, like you want to customize some UI pages, like you want to customize a product page, catalog page, or anything related to the coding, so you can connect the code by a plugin called UX Studio, which is the official uh, plugin to integrate into Eclipse, and you can just customize the Salesforce Commerce Cloud store. So if you want to start the development, first you have to install this UX Studio plugin in the Eclipse. So here are the steps for installing. You just first install the Eclipse Mars and Neon. As you know, this is the previous version of Eclipse, but these are the standard, and it is supported by the UX Studio. Means these are the official version which are supported by the UX Studio plugin. So just install the Eclipse Mars or Neon, and you can just initiate the installing of UX Studio. So here is the link of the UX Studio. I will mention this in comments, so you can just copy and use this link to install the UX Studio. So first go to the Eclipse. Here you can see the Eclipse. I have already installed the plugin, but later if you want to add this plugin, this will be not present when you open the Eclipse. So just go to the help options. Here you see there is the option install new software. You just have to click this option, and in this option you just get a panel to add a new specific plugin. So you just have to add a name here. Let's suppose we say is the UX Studio. Okay, and just copy paste this link which I will mention in the description, and just press the OK button. Now it will try to connect to the Salesforce section to download the plugin. So you have to wait for it. Once it is shown here, now then you can proceed with the finish. You see it is just showing the Salesforce Commerce Cloud plugin, the UX Studio for Eclipse Neon. So you just have to select this and initiate uh, the installation. Now I have already installed this extension, so I am not proceeding with it, but you have to complete this section and it will be installed. Once the plugin is installed, you will get the option of digital development in the project type selection. Now you can select the digital development in this section to start the Salesforce Commerce Cloud development. Once you select, you can just start for the new connection to the server. We have the plugin, now we can connect to a specific Salesforce Commerce Cloud server. So you just have to click new option and just go to the digital server connection. This section will allow you to connect to a server, and then after you can add, update or delete files to that specific Salesforce Commerce Cloud server. So you have to create a new digital server connection, and here you can write any specific name for it. Like if you have a server named dev1, you can just write here dev1 or any specific project name. Here the server host name will be mentioned, which we have to purchase or take because it's not a open source. So once you get the server host name, username and password, you can just connect to that server. Like I have connected a server which I have. So you can see, let me tell you the options which are here is the option of digital server, where you can just add all the password and all the settings here. So once you have connected to the server, you can just do the you can just start the development. You can also import a demo cartridge. Cartridge is the module in the Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Cartridge is just a collection of all the folders, the architecture of the Salesforce Commerce Cloud, which I will be explaining in the next video. So you can just start, you can just create a new site genesis storefront cartridge here, and you can just start the basic coding. Here you will get all the options to create a cartridge, create a site genesis storefront, or create a business manager extension. So this was all about the basic of the Salesforce Commerce Cloud, and we have covered three topics, like we got the introduction of the Salesforce Commerce Cloud, then we got to know the basics of the business manager, which I covered all the options, which will be completed briefly in the next videos. For that, please subscribe my channel. And we have also tried to connect the Eclipse to the SFCC server, so that we are able to add and update all the files which are present on the server. So this was all about the first introduction of the Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Please subscribe my channel and keep updated about the further videos, in which we will cover all the business manager options and all the and start the basic coding on the Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching my video.